the story of The Clown by Janet Frame. So this poem, The Clown by Janet Frame, an amazing Kiwi New Zealand author and poet, was a poem that I learnt in the 1980s in Christchurch, New Zealand, when I had a beautiful drama teacher. Her name was Kay Scrivener, but we called her Mrs. Scriv. And she took a gang of girls under her wing at that time, and she gave us our weekly lessons, but she also taught us about life and would sometimes have us come and stay overnight. We'd have a sleepover at Mrs. Scriv's, and she was keen to school us in the ways of performance, but also of being generous and giving of yourself when you're on stage. So I have very strong memories of performing this poem, rehearsing this poem, mostly rehearsing it rather than performing it, sitting in her lounge room and her instructing me and others to look up at this amazing painting of a clown that she had that would be just above her head as she sat in her chair and instructed us. So my memories are of her going quite hard at us, getting us to repeat the poem over and over again and find some sort of deeper, genuine expression. That'd been quite hard work. But of course, she was trying to get something out of teenage girls that they weren't necessarily used to doing. And I think about Mrs. Scriv a lot when I'm here at band, because I think about all the principles that she taught me about performance that hold well even decades later, like keep going even when you make a mistake. But also, yes, that she knew the magic when you can express something beautifully that's a bit deeper inside you than you might admit. So she was a good woman. His face is streaked with prepared tears. I, with others, applaud him, knowing it is fashionable to approve when a clown cries, and to disapprove when a persistent sour face does, whether or not his tears are paint. It is also fashionable between wars to say that hate is love and love is hate, to make out everything is more complex than we dreamed, and then to say we did not dream it, we knew it all along and are wise. Dear crying clown, dear childlike man, dear kind murderer, dear innocent guilty, dear simplicity, I hate you for making me pretend there are several worlds to one truth, when I know there are not. Dear people like you and me, whose breaths are bad, who sleep in and rumble their bowels and control it until they get home into the empty house or among the family. Dear family. Dear lonely man in a torn world of nobody. Is it for this waste that we have hoarded words over so many years since the first groan, and look up at the stars? Oh, the sky is too wide to sleep under.